Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
Delores Pigsley, D. Pigsley, Chairman of the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians. Powwow is forthcoming, but it's a very special powwow. It's a restoration powwow, which to you means what, Dee?
It's our 46th year of celebrating tribal restoration. It comes from the tribe being terminated in the 50s and restored in the 70s. And we were a tribe that was considered by the big world and by the nation as being no longer Indians in 1952. And bringing the tribe back, being federally recognized, was a huge issue back in the day when tribal members were not together. Our government, we didn't have a government, we weren't meeting. We had Indian people all over Oregon, all over the map, but we had no sense of government. And so in November 1977, when our Restoration Act passed, we once again become federally recognized by the U.S. government. And tribal members could proudly say that they were a restored tribe, which meant that great things was going to happen and come our way. And it was a huge battle to get those great things coming, a lot of planning, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears.
You were able to bring a lot of health care to the tribal members, just as one example, correct?
Yes, we went 25 years without any kind of health care. And that was one of our major priorities, was health care, education, and social services. And so the first thing we did, and when we were restored without any money. The Bureau of Indian Affairs had to borrow money from other tribes in order to assist us after the Restoration Act was passed. But our first priority was to provide health care services. And we didn't have a clinic, we didn't own any land, we didn't own any buildings, and so we got some grants together. We had a couple grant writers and managed to get enough money to provide a program out of a leased building, and eventually we were able to build a clinic, our very first clinic, and provide those health care services to our members. The other one was education, and the first thing we did with the money that we got from the Bureau was we provided some scholarships, and we were able to build some homes. And so that was the beginning of what our intent was.
The lion's share of the money that the tribe garners now is coming from Chinook's Casino Resort, I assume. How important is the casino to the tribe? I know how important it is to the greater Lincoln City community.
Through self-governance, we get about $12 million through Indian Health Service, and that has increased over the years. The money we get from the Bureau of Indian Affairs has decreased over the years because the funds are looked at as discretionary funds by the big government. And so when the nation is looking at cutting funds and programs and services, they look at discretionary funds. And so we've managed to keep our clinic afloat, but only because we can charge for services and we use the third-party money that we get to provide additional services to our members. Our scholarship funds have remained the same amount since 1975, and our housing funds have increased somewhat, and we've been able to use those funds and balance the difference between tribal revenues from the casino. But by far, Chinook Winds has provided more services than we have ever been able to count on through any governmental program or grant or any other funds.
Does it surprise you how much the casino has been able to do? Or did you envision that to begin with?
What we envisioned in the beginning, remember when we built our tent, we were amazed at the amount of money that came in through the tent, but it was small. I think we had 250 machines and maybe 8 card tables, and the revenue was terrific. And then when we built this casino and opened it, it was like, holy cow, it's a big expense buying all those machines and the number of people that we had working. So we didn't realize any revenue for a couple of years, but it does amaze me that we were able to do that and to get the returns that we get, because every penny that we gain here goes back to the tribe.
It's also interesting to me that there are more people that are not tribal members working here than are tribal members.
By far, I think the last statistics I saw, 12% are tribal members, and so the rest come from the community. And that's kind of twofold. We have a difficult problem with people that can't find a place to live here that's affordable, our tribal members. Right. And we have built homes here. We have a lot of tribal elders that live in the homes here in Lincoln City. But when we recruit for people, we have big membership in Portland and in Salem, and housing here is not affordable. And so that's why we have a bus that runs back and forth to Siletz to bring people here. But it's been a difficult project, a difficult time to get our tribal members here to work.
The Restoration Powwow takes place when?
It'll be November 18th, actually, on the very day of our restoration.
It'll be complemented by a marvelous turkey dinner.
We have a dinner, and generally it's not open. The dinner that we have in the afternoon is not open to the public. We reserve it for our tribal members, and we get about 800 tribal members that come home. And then we have a few special guests that we invite. But all of that ends early in the afternoon, and at 6 o'clock we have our powwow, our grand entry, and lots of dances, lots of fun.
Delores Pigsley has been our guest on this edition of the Double R podcast. And again, Dee, thank you for spending the time with us. We'll do this again.
I look forward to it.
Are you ready to embark on a journey of lifelong learning? Look no further than Oregon Coast Community College. Discover endless opportunities through our community education program. From art classes to cooking workshops, there's something for everyone. But that's not all. If you're age 60 or better, you can enjoy the Senior Waiver Program. Take credit courses without paying a dime in tuition. Yep, you heard right, no tuition charges, though course and college fees do apply. Visit our website at oregoncoast.edu and don't miss out on an ocean of opportunity.
I'm Bruce Polby, reminding you to be prepared. We have a variety of life-saving go kits in stock at Lincoln City Sporting Goods, your electronic superstore in the heart of Lincoln City.
I'm Josh Zantello with Zantello Law Group, and we are fortunate to have a number of attorneys in our office that specialize in a variety of law fields. Call our office and set up a free consultation. With our field of experts, you're never alone.
On our podcast, we have been talking about the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians and the powwow. The special celebration powwow is forthcoming. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. But Tina is with me, and Tina, you do a number of craft items that you bring to the powwow, do you not?
I do. I've been making powwow regalia for over 30 years.
Really? So what started all of that, and what all do you make?
Well, it started because my children and my ex-husband were all participants in the powwow, as well as myself. And I was living in Warm Springs for a short period of time, helping out at their little one-room schoolhouse. And some of the elders got together and made myself and some of my children some powwow regalia, so I watched as they were making it, and I continue to make it in the same way that they taught me.
And there's a special way that you make it, or what do you mean by that?
Well, the different pieces of regalia have a different meaning, and they're respective of different dance styles. Depending on what powwow you go to and what part of the country, they'll be slightly different. But there's men and women's traditional, men and women fancy, and then there's grass dance for men, and jingle dress for women. And I make components of all of that, but I never make a complete outfit. Rarely am I asked to do a complete outfit. Most people are gifted pieces from family members, or they make some pieces themselves. I don't make men's traditional bustles, but I do make breechcloths, leggings, shirts, vests, pretty much any of the basic regalia I make, both for fancy, grass, traditional, men and women, children and adults.
Are the materials something special as well, Tina?
It's special to each individual. So
Okay.
Mostly I work with cotton fabric, but occasionally I'm asked to do pieces in wool, in satin. And if you notice some of the more modern styles, and by the way, styles change over the years, and so do the fabrics that people use. So I've even used metallic materials, again, wool, lots of cotton, satin, knit material. So it's kind of all over the place, and it's really designed around the individual and what they like.
Now, the regalia that you make for people, especially for the powwows, gets handed down generation to generation, does it not?
It does. In fact, a lot of the pieces, most people will start with the basics, a shirt, pants, skirt, dress, whatever they might need. And then they build upon that every year. And it's important to me that, especially in my own family, as children are getting older and they become teenagers, I make them participate in making it because it means much more to them if they have a hand in making it. And then through the years, a lot of elders, grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles will often gift pieces to those dancers if they continue to dance.
I just love the tradition that goes into this now. Do the participants wear their regalia throughout the entire powwow or just during grand entry?
They generally wear it throughout the entire powwow, but if you'll notice, some of the folks will have multiple outfits because they are dancing in the day and they're dancing at night. The Restoration Powwow is slightly different than our August powwow in that it's a one-day social powwow, meaning there's not competition unless somebody sponsors a special dance. It's all social dancing. But our August powwow, you'll have dancers that'll powwow and compete in different areas. So they might compete as a traditional dancer. They might compete also as what we call a chicken dancer or a grass dancer. And so they'll change out components of their regalia to match the competition that they're in. And then others will have multiple outfits because they'll dance all day and then they'll take a break for dinner and then they'll change into a different outfit for the nighttime. A lot of the daytime outfits are a lot lightweight, because it's hot here. And then in the evening, it gets a lot cooler, so they'll wear heavier regalia.
Do you find that the young people are buying into these traditions, or are they have to be forced into these traditions? What's their sense?
I think that a lot of them participate because their families participate.
Okay.
I raised my girls out on the powwow arena, and it's a really great place to be. Lots of eyes watching, a lot of elders watching, and they grow up and learn to be respectful. But there's a lot that goes on in the dance arena. For example, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the people never compete. They just dance because they want to dance for those people who may be struggling with addictions or may have physical ailments that prevent them from dancing. So they'll dance on their behalf. They often are praying for them while they're dancing. So a lot of things go on behind the scenes that people don't realize.
And again, the Restoration Powwow is going to be taking place at Chautauqua's Casino Resort. That's forthcoming this month. And it is just a wonderful, wonderful time to go up and experience the traditions that you've been talking about.
It really is. And for us, it's a celebration of recognizing just what it says, our restoration to federal recognition. We went for a period of several decades where the federal government didn't recognize us as a federally recognized tribe. And that was changed on November 18th, 1977, when Congress passed the Restoration Act, re-recognizing us as a tribe.
Tina, again, congratulations. Thank you much for taking the time to visit with us. We're going to have you back on down the road and talk about the senior community with the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians and how important the elder program is. More in a moment.
Gary LaVox, the voice of Rascal Flats. Live. Saturday, October 21st, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Songs spanning a 20-year career. Reconnect with Gary LaVox. On sale now at ChinookWinds.com. Gary LaVox, live at Chinook Winds, where concerts are better at the beach.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, "The service was friendly and efficient." Another writes, "La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food."
We're talking with Tony Molina. Tony is a Vietnam-era veteran, member of the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians, and is involved in a variety of activities throughout the Siletz, Newport, Lincoln County area. Good morning, Mr. Tony.
Good morning, Roger. I'm glad to be on your show.
I do appreciate you taking the time because I know you're still a busy guy. Let's talk a little bit about the veteran program that is involved with Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians. That is critically important to the entire community, is it not?
Yes, it is, very much so, especially for our Siletz tribe. You know, it's always an honor and a privilege to be asked that our honor guard and all the veterans that attend certain ceremonies help bring in the flags to begin the ceremonies, like the celebration of honor and powwows and just everything.
It is always led by the Eagle staff, correct?
Correct. That's our First Nations flag. And at powwows, we encourage other tribes to bring in their Eagle staffs to walk in with our Eagle staffs in the war bonnets. And our honor guard and all the veterans that are attending are invited to come and lead in.
Now, that's something that just fascinated me. It is not just for Native American member veterans. It is for all veterans.
Yes, very much so. Men and women that have served.
Now, one of the other activities takes place over in Siletz that I've attended any number of times on Veterans Day is a veteran celebration at the school.
Yes. And this year it's going to be Thursday, November 9th at 1 o'clock, and I'm hoping you can bring lots of veterans.
And what all happens at that, Tony?
Well, we have a new staff in Siletz School, and they just know it's been a tradition since 1985, and they want to keep it going to pay tribute to all the veterans.
It brings tears to my eyes to be able to sit out there and all of those young people come around and congratulate the vets. It's just really quite special.
Yeah, it's very heartwarming to see their little young faces and give you a big smile. And of course, with COVID, we didn't get to have it for about 3 years, so it was pretty empty.
Yeah, really missed something there.
Yeah.
Now, you have been actively involved in lots of veteran activities in the South County area, including the Veteran Vietnam Park there in Newport. Tell me about that.
Yes. What inspired me was meeting so many parents that lost their sons in Vietnam, and I just was figuring there should be a tribute to them and to their family and to their friends for their loss of their sons. And that's how it started. And graciously, the new city of Newport and Don Davis, let us build that memorial.
Something else I know that you are actively involved in is the reading of all of the names of the Oregon Vietnam-era vets that were killed in Vietnam. That's always a special time as well, is it not?
Yes, very special, and it's always good that you're present to be there when possible. And it's good to see the community come out to help read the names. And we've done it every year since 1988 and never missed a year. Even through COVID, we did it privately on the radio station with a few people.
And want to give thanks to Dave Miller and the crew with the KBCH, KNPT, KWDP. He's the one that allows the people to come in and read all those names live on the air.
Yes. Thank God for him.
Now, you are also involved since the beginning in Celebration of Honor, and Celebration of Honor has taken on, it's a whole new experience in North County, is it not?
Yes, it's been going on for 20 years, thanks to Heather Hatton to keep it going. And it's just a big tribute the whole weekend. The VA's there to help veterans get into the system, and the veterans are highly recognized for 3 days.
When you look back over your experiences with the veteran programs, what's missing, Tony? What do you think needs to be addressed?
Right now, today, it's hard to communicate the need of our younger veterans that stay pretty much low, and we just need them to get more involved in things we try to do for them.
Mm-hmm.
Just a hard job.
Yeah, that probably is. Now, the powwow forthcoming up at Chinook Winds, what will all of the veterans, other than doing the lead-in for the grand entry, will there be other activities for vets as well?
During the powwow, they're just recognized for those 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have the restoration coming up for November 18th. And again, the veterans are asked to bring in the flags.
What gets me the most is showing all of the Native American veteran pictures during that presentation.
Yes.
That is just wonderful. That's just neat.
And it keeps growing in leaps and bounds, which is really good.
Yep, very good. Tony, my friend, I do appreciate you taking the time to visit with us, and congratulations on another restoration powwow forthcoming for the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians.
Okay, thank you, Roger.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries.
I'm Adina Zeller. Zellers is now in 2 North Lincoln County locations. The original Zellers in Rose Lodge and now Zellers in Lincoln City, formerly Maxwell's. Zellers with great family food and kickin' fun like our line dancing. Just wait until you try our homemade clam chowder.
Bob's Beach Books, Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City, and it is getting time to be thinking holiday, is it not?
It is. Everything, supply chain issues are still an issue. So, yeah, best to be on top of things early if you can.
Now, this is pre-ordering special books, periodicals, whatever.
Yep. We can do books, obviously, but we also have jigsaw puzzles, all kinds of other gifts. There's really always something new in, so if you haven't been in a while, come on in and take a look. And for special orders and pre-orders, we love pre-orders and special orders, and we can usually offer a discount on pre-orders and special orders. If you have anything in mind, give us a call, shoot us an email, and we will take a look. We can usually get books in a day or two. Right now, that will change as we get closer to the holidays. But right now, we can get things pretty quick. And even as we do get closer, just be sure to check in because we can always take a look and see how quick we can get things.
What are people looking for right now?
Right now, people are looking for Killers of the Flower Moon. The film adaptation is playing at the Bijou right now. And Fourth Wing, the sequel to Fourth Wing, it's a fantasy novel, very, very big on TikTok. And they're looking for the sequel, Iron Flame, which is coming out on Tuesday. And we are super fortunate in that we are one of the few indie bookstores that should actually have copies on time.
How does that happen?
It happens because I ordered them 6 months ago.
Really?
So it's just a lot of staying on top of things as far as when things are coming out. And again, being really lucky because the publisher really oversold what they have and they don't have the quantity to fill all the orders. So we are just really lucky on this one.
So how close does the movie or the book follow each other?
For Killers of the Flower Moon, very well. I haven't seen it, but I've talked to a lot of people who have seen it and enjoyed it. And yeah, the adaptation seems to be really faithful to the book.
Now, one of the things I wanted to make mention is soon going to be a flagpole erected really close to you, the Legion Post, which your dad happens to be the in charge of.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's the commander of the local American Legion Post. And we are grateful to the Siletz tribe is going to be helping with that, and the city. So it's very cool, coming up in the plaza, the Ed Johann Plaza, next to Output Records here in Ocean Lake.
And other activities that we need to know for our Bob's Beach Books. You got 2 locations, really.
Yep, we've got Bob's Beach Books here in Ocean Lake and Robert's Bookshop in Nelscott across from the Christmas Cottage right next to Theater West. And here at the north location in Ocean Lake, we have the Hospital Auxiliary Fundraiser going through the 14th, I believe it is, of November. When you get to the counter for your purchase, just mention the fundraiser, and 20% of those funds will go to the Hospital Auxiliary.
Hey, it's Jesse Geller with the Beach Club and Event Center. Need a few more reasons to stop on by? We're now offering Taco Tuesdays and Italian Wednesdays. If you need a space to rent, we're your people. We're located at 2020 Northeast 22nd Street in Lincoln City.
Northwest Septic Service is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service.
Well, it does seem strange to say Christmas Bazaar, but Christmas Bazaar season is in the air, Mr. Paul. And the first one is at St. Peter the Fisherman Lutheran Church, Friday and Saturday, November 3-4. 10 to 3 on Friday, at 10 to 3 on Saturday. There's a lunch, a great lunch, I might add, 11 to 2. So stop in at St. Peter the Fisherman Lutheran Church, bake sale, treasure room, beautiful quilts, crafts, and the like. The church is located directly across Highway 101 from Lincoln City Outlets. What is ahead for the Cultural Center? They're closed for paving until November 2nd. That's big news, Paul. Closed for paving.
Yeah, it's really coming together, and I think their grand opening is on the 18th as well, right? They're having their opening?
Yes. And we don't want to miss that because it will be a festive occasion, especially for all of those people that have made gifts, contributions, been there working all of the time. There's some people that work there a lot.
Yeah, and it's just going to be a huge lift, I think, to our community. Just visually, just imagine that being done, and all the eyes coming down 101 that will see that and see that wonderful space there for our community. So
it's going to be phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. This Friday at Chinook Casino Resort, the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians will be presenting checks in a variety of checks, thousands of dollars worth of checks to a variety of nonprofit organizations in a, I think, 11 county area that they hand out money to. And I am proud to say one of the checks will go to the American Legion Post 97 right here in Lincoln City, and that will be to erect a flagpole at the Ed Johann Park, Veterans Park, just right next to Bob's Beach Books. So we're looking forward to that happening now. $2,300 from the tribe. They will make that a possibility.
And that's a lighted...
that is a lighted pole.
Yeah.
Yes,
so that's
absolutely
going to be
right.
up all 24/7 here in the community right there in Ocean Lake.
Lincoln City Chamber of Commerce Awards Night, November 4th, Saturday the 4th, 6 o'clock. This is going to be at the Cultural Center. A few tickets are still available. They're $80 per person, and contact the Chamber of Commerce for reservations and tickets. Now, we did have a winner.
We did, yeah. We had entries to our last trivia question.
Or we will have a winner.
Right. We're going to draw it live here on our podcast now, but... the question was, who was our first guest?
And
the answer was, do you remember? We said that you were going to have a good chance of getting this one right.
Yeah, probably so. Representative David Gomberg.
Yes, that was
backed up by State Senator Dick Anderson. And the winner is going to be for a pair of tickets to Theater West?
Indeed, yeah. A pair of tickets to Theater West. They have shows for the whole year, and any shows that you want to go to. And wow, this is great. We know this guy.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
I think I know this.
Yes. So our winner is Mr. Dave Price. Dave is our winner.
Congratulations.
And he had David Gomberg as his answer. So, and all the right answers. We drew the name out of the list there just now. And David, we've got 2 tickets we can deliver to you.
Now, we're going to have another drawing for another pair of tickets to Theater West, which is good for the entire year. And we'll do another trivia question. And that question this time around will be?
Yeah, we thought we'd also look at another one of our first, I guess you could say, and that was our first business spotlight. So we had a business on the air on our first podcast, and we're just asking folks who was in that business spotlight.
The very first business spotlight. And thanks to that business for setting the stage and getting us underway. I mean, it was a marvelous outpouring of support.
Yeah, we're very thankful for their support. And so, who was our first business spotlight? Send us an email with your answer to Roger, Roger,
no D,
at doublershow.com. That's double the letter R show.com. So just send us an email with your answer, and we'll draw next week.
And that will do to the doings on a Double R Show. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, so you, your family, and friends around the world and across the street can join us on the Double R Show. For Paul and Jenna, I'm Double R. Have yourself a happy day.
You've been listening to the Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For the Double R Show, I'm Jana Grawn.